I guess you could say this is the moment you have all been waiting for. It is time to unveil our 2022 sprint car. Well, here it is. In 2022, the 18T is going to be red and black. I will say, it is a huge sigh of relief to have this thing completely done and sitting in front of our race shop today. We have put in so many long hours of hard work right behind us to get this race car in the current state that it is and get it ready to hit the track this weekend. And not only getting the car together, but it's absolutely beautiful. I love the red. My first reaction is just how well it pops. You really should be able to see this thing on track. And also, it goes well with our carbon fiber body and our black lower panels, as well as our black nose wing and our black top wing with a little bit of white scattered in there. And then we also got our one gray stripe on the car. Got a beautiful tail tank with those tail tank numbers, which we didn't have during the second half of the season last year. So now that you've seen the car, I want you guys to head down to the comment section down below and let me know what you think on a scale of 1 to 10. I just love the red. I think it looks really, really sharp. I think it'll stand out on track. You'll be able to see my car, and also it should look pretty good sitting in the pits. To give kind of a quick little tour of the race car, we will actually start with my 18T. If I didn't say anything, you might have not noticed, but we have a little bit of a different font this year. The 8 and the T are the same. It's actually the one that's a little bit different. If you go back and look at the blue, you will kind of notice that, and I actually like this one just a little bit better. For some reason, it just looks more appealing on the car. And for the second year in a row, we will have Next Gen Def as the primary sponsor on the car. Next Gen, based out of Portland, Oregon. These guys are the leading manufacturer in diesel exhaust fluid. And if you drive around enough in Southern Oregon, you will see their trucks rolling up and down the road. And also on the top wing, we have Factory QRC, who manufactures all the Outlaw carts that I drive. Then Earth It Environmental. And these are my friends out of Northern California. Such great people. They specialize in aquatic environment restoration. And their son's name is Phoenix, which he is actually a huge fan of the YouTube channel and has his own channel that you guys should go check out called Outlaw PJ, where he documents his first ever years in outlaw kart racing and just kind of his journey in the sport. And then to the left, we have Pit Stop USA, which is back again for another year of supporting THR. You see them all over my fire suit, but also like the gloves that I wear, my helmet, my socks, my underwear, my shoes, anything that I wear inside the cockpit that helps me, go fast but keeps me safe comes from them. And now under the top wing, we have another one of my top partners, On-Site Screeners. The owner of On-Site, his name is Ronnie. What a good dude. He has been one of my biggest supporters the last couple of seasons and giving me the opportunity to live my dream. And they are also local here in Southern Oregon, just actually out in White City, which is about 25 minutes here from the house. But they specialize in a lot of heavy equipment, machinery, and work like that. Moving from the right side to the front wing, and you guys know Fast 4 Media, Kyler Shaw once again supporting my team for the year. Kyler's one of my best buddies. He drove my outlaw kart at the Roseburg Indoor. He covers outlaw kart and micro sprint racing all across the United States, and in my opinion is one of the biggest reasons that, some of our smaller forms of racing, like outlaw karts, like micros, that are trying to become more well-known, are on the levels that they are because he literally live streams most of the races and gets people a chance to watch that can't be at the track. So Kyler is great at capturing all those moments on camera, so he will once again be on the front wing for the season. And now moving to the center section of the front wing, we have ABC powder coating, which they're pretty simple to explain because anything that's on this car that is powder coated, they did the work. And then if we step up here, we can check out the top wing center section. Here at the bottom, we have Carson Oil, which if you didn't know, Carson and Next Gen are actually tied in together. But Carson specializes in like oil and lubricants. Now above Carson, we have Lafarge. And these guys have been supporting me since like 2017, 2018, and they actually cover like the whole West Coast, and almost like the company itself is international. And a lot of their work is like creating and dealing with concrete powder. And then at the very top, this is a new logo on the car for this season, but Bullseye Design and Print, which Bullseye Design and Print is the reason that this car looks the way that it does. My buddy Michael Sellers, he's out of Sacramento, California. He owns the company. He just recently started it to kind of get into the graphics business. So he designed this race car. We went through, made changes, spent so much time back and forth, and he was really patient with me because, my dad and myself were like, hey, what if we try this? What if we try that? So we came up with this design, played with the colors a bunch, changing different shapes, everything. And then we came up with this car on a template. He printed it all, drove up here and installed it. But again, props to Michael. He spent like a whole day just working on the wings that we had, and then took another whole day working on the car, just trying to do it all perfectly, with how the vinyl kind of wraps around each panel and cutting it and making sure that it's on there and there's no bubbles, as well as tank numbers and wrapping our wickers. The list goes on. So he spent a ton of time on getting this car to look the way that it does. Then also on the inside of the left side panel, we once again have Pit Stop USA. And then on the left side, we have all the logos again: Fast 4 Media, On-Site Screeners, Next Gen Def, QRC, Earth Environmental, Pit Stop USA, Bullseye Design and Print, and Fast 4 Media again. So there it is, the red and black 18T, all ready to take on a big 2022 schedule. And it all starts this Friday at the Ocean Speedway with our 360. Then we will swap to the 410 for Saturday at the Stockton Dirt Track. But here's one last look in its prime condition before we have to take it out on track and head to war. Anyway, we are going to be getting loaded this afternoon, and we will be ready to head south to California. Well, it's 11:14 right now, and we are officially loaded for the weekend. Not gonna lie, it was a little bit of a long day, just trying not to really finish up the car, that was done, but just organization, picking up some of the pieces of our puzzle that weren't together. But it feels good to have our beautiful red 18T all in the trailer and tied down. Also have all of our spare wings up top. Got our meal, got the quad, and then for this weekend, we just have a good amount of stuff upstairs, no spare car. But that is gonna kind of wrap up our day. It's Wednesday night, we are all loaded. We will have half a day tomorrow, and I think we're gonna try to get out of town around 3 or 4. We just wanted to have all this done because the worst thing to do is to be in a rush last minute, which my dad and I would both agree, this was already cutting it close enough, you know, this late at night, but we're gonna head home, get some rest, and we are ready to tackle a big weekend in California. Once again, Ocean Speedway on Friday in the 360, and Saturday the KWS 410 opener at the Stockton Dirt Track. This will be my second ever trip to Ocean and my first ever time being to Stockton, so some places where I don't have a whole lot of experience, but that is what makes a race car driver, you know, having to show up with not everything they need, but still, you know, having to go fast. So should be a fun, challenging weekend getting back in the sprint car for the first time in 2022 to start our big season. See you guys all there, and thank you for riding along with us for our journey. Deuces.